Hello, my name is Jackie, and today I'll be walking through a typical afternoon shift working at ACR Homes as a direct care assistant. Throughout this video, I will show you what you can expect out of a typical shift as a teen working in personal direct care for people with disabilities. Hopefully this video provides you with a new perspective into work as a direct care assistant and also find a new view on working, interacting, and taking care of people with disabilities. As a forewarning, all houses and residents are unique and may or may not follow a similar schedule as I will show. Please use this video as an introduction or a loose guide as to what one may expect working as a DCA. Displayed are our residents at the house I work at. With that, let's get on with the video. ACR splits its shifts into 4 main groups: morning, evenings, awakes, and asleeps. Each shift lasts 7 to 8 hours and is often staggered by about an hour to ensure that one employee is always in the house. Some houses require more employees than others, and it all comes down to the individual house's needs. Today, I have an afternoon shift that goes from 3 p.m. to 10. I leave for work at around 2:30 on this day as my commute takes around 20 to 25 minutes. I arrive to work around 5 to 10 minutes early as expected of most employees. This helps offer a transition period for those employees leaving the house and those starting their shifts. I park right in the driveway of the house, then gather my stuff and head inside. I enter the house key and finally enter the house. As I make my way in, I am immediately greeted by 2 of our residents. Right away, after setting my stuff down, I go to wash my hands and replace my mask. I wash my hands for 45 seconds with soap and water and open a new disposable mask that I will wear for the entirety of the shift. Doing both these actions helps ensure the safety of both the residents and I, and also helps us slow down and prevent illnesses from developing and spreading. Next, I will clock in and log in the time I am at work. We use a program called Sanday that helps us report when we arrive to work and leave, while also displaying our upcoming month's schedule. After clocking in, I will check the reports for what has happened since the last time I had been to work. This includes reviewing health progress notes, any general updates about the house, and checking my work email to see if I need to catch up on anything. While I clock in and review for the day's shift, I will usually discuss with my coworker about how work will be split up that day. Usually we split the 2 residents to 1 staff to ensure an equal amount of work to each person. But because I'm a DCA, I cannot handle medications and certain medical equipment. Because of this limitation, I will usually make it up by doing extra cleanings or taking on other tasks that the other person usually does. The activities we perform throughout a general shift can be categorized into these 6 main events: one-on-one activity, med passes, brief changes, cleanings, resident-specific cares, and mealtimes. These will all be pointed out throughout the video. One example of a resident-specific care is one of our residents' gait trainer. This is a piece of medical equipment that helps the resident walk. This is specific to just one of our residents and aligns itself with their specific diagnosis. Here's a clip of her walking with it. This will take place a couple times a week for about 30 minutes a time. During each shift, employees will participate in some form of a one-on-one activity with each resident. Here are some examples of what this could look like. I've done puzzles, created crafts, and baked cookies with the residents. Because I'm a DCA, all my one-on-one activities will have to take place in the house, but a direct care professional, which is a direct care worker who is over 18 years old, can have outings at restaurants, parks, and other public places. Today, my resident and I decided to go on a walk for our one-on-one activity. We walked all the way to the park and had fun relaxing and people watching. After going on our walk, I will begin preparing tomorrow's lunch and tonight's dinner. One of our residents eats lunch at work, so she needs a lunch packed the night before. Both of the residents pictured help out with making her lunch and deciding what would be the healthiest but still tasty lunch. Each resident has a specific diet plan, and these are reflected in their meals for all breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After finishing lunch, I will move on to make dinner. At this point, both of the residents decided to do their own thing as I finished making the rest of dinner. Dinner at our house is around 5 p.m. One of our residents needs some assistance with eating, so after serving the others, I will place a shirt saver over her and begin to help her out. I try to let the resident do all that she can with eating, as one of the main things stressed at ACR is maintaining the individuality and self-sustainability for residents. It's extremely important to keep in mind, as although it is often faster and seemingly easier to spoon feed a resident, it strips them of being able to make their own decision about when and how they want to eat. If you were to walk around the house, you would see lists and routines scattered almost everywhere. These are all created and displayed to help reinforce schedule and ease any anxiety about what is to come. It also helps our residents wrap their mind around the pattern of things to come in the future. Displayed is a set step-by-step list of what is to happen when the house gets a new TV. After dinner at around 6 p.m., I will get one of our residents ready for a brief change. For residents who have mobility issues, we will often use a Hoyer that allows us to transport residents from their wheelchair into other areas such as their bed, bath, or bathroom. In order to do this, I will place a sling under her and attach the sling to a Hoyer that will hoist the resident into the air. There we can transport the resident into the proper area. After her brief change and while we are in the resident's room, I will perform the resident's range of motion. Range of motion is the action of physically moving joints without any pain to promote mobility. I will then follow the range of motions exercises that are prescribed. As you can see depicted, this includes almost all of her body, from arms to legs to toes. As we slow down for the night, I will make some decaf coffee for 2 of our residents. Almost all the residents enjoy spending time watching TV, doing a puzzle, writing out the next day's schedule, or some other low-key activity from 6 to 7:30, just like any of us. At around 7:30, my coworker will begin to prepare the final meds for the evening. As mentioned before, because I'm a DCA and under 18 years old, I cannot be handing out medication. So instead, during this time, I will usually catch up on any cleaning I forgot to do or finish up the COVID-specific cleaning chores. This includes wiping down any high-touch surfaces with a disinfectant and cleaning the pens that we use for charting. After meds, we will begin to get ready for bed. This includes brushing teeth, flossing, mouthwash, followed by changing to PJs and doing a final brief change. All residents will usually be in bed by around 8 to 8:30. After finishing up with bed, I will begin to chart for all the day's activities. This includes things like recording what foods the residents ate that day, how much water they had, what their mood was, mentioning if there were any behaviors, recording their output, and writing down different activities done with the resident. This can take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes depending on how the shift went. All these are done online through a website, but we will also have to initial for any prescription or medications they have taken. For example, I would sign for the range of motion done earlier that day. Finally, I will chart for the cleaning and chores done. This includes things like taking out the trash, wiping the electronics, and checking that the back doors were locked. After charting, I will have about an hour to myself. This can be used for an employee's personal needs or catching up on missed quizzes for the residents. At 10 p.m., once the next round of employees arrive, I will head home for the night. After watching this video, you may be wondering, well, what now? First option is to join ACR and learn firsthand what it's like to work and interact with people with disabilities. All details about applying will be listed in the description below. Another option is to keep learning. Watching videos like this and hearing from both people with disabilities and people who work with people with disabilities can offer a glimpse into what direct care truly looks like. Working as a direct care assistant has provided me with the most unique and influential time of my life. Prior to working direct care, I was often confused about what taking care of patients with disabilities actually looked like. Would I be strictly cooking, cleaning, bathing, and feeding the residents? Or would I be totally separate from them, just filling out medical documents? These were all questions I asked myself, and I'm sure a few of you did or do as well. Along with this, I had heard horrible stories of abusive care homes and didn't have a solid grasp on the healthcare scene regarding people with disabilities. Even during training, I feared I would not be able to communicate or understand my residents' needs and didn't think I was the right type of person for the job. With the help of my coworkers, my RS, and especially my residents, I was able to become more and more successful at my job. I have learned different ways of communicating without my words, from hand gestures, sign language, and reading the atmosphere of the room and residents. I can better empathize and relate to the residents in ways I did not think possible. Working as a DCA has provided me with such an amazing experience and valuable life skills that just cannot be taught through a textbook. I created this video in hopes of clearing up an often misunderstood part of healthcare, and to show adults and teens alike the importance of direct care assistance and the value that each resident can provide you with. I hope I was able to accomplish that in some way. Thank you for watching.